Oh shit. Well, I guess we're live. I totally forgot to play the intro and all that. Yeah, this is the way my day's been going, Neil. I don't know what else. Like, just a fucked week. Anyway, welcome to the old guy in the club. I'm the old guy in the nut house, is what I should be called. That's Neil Jackson right there, and this is our show. Hi, Neil.
How's it going? How's your day going?
Oh my God. I can't even explain like this week. It's been crazy and great. I'm on a new project that I'm working on. But you know,
Can you tell us about the new project?
I can. Yeah, I definitely can. I mean, I should probably wait till there's some people in here if we're going to do that, because it was just me telling you. I think I've already told you.
So then, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
We're just chatting. We're just two dudes chatting. One old, one not so old.
Slightly less old.
I want to know what do you got going on?
Hold on. I gotta do some back of the house stuff.
You know what's crazy? You should bring Hannah in here.
Oh, what is that? Did you hear that?
No.
Oh, okay. It's just me then. I don't know what's going on here. See, Zilla doesn't show up once, and this whole show goes to shit.
What are you hearing?
No, I had Twitch on in the background, so I was hearing that. I didn't know if it was coming through to the show. Apparently not.
Hey, Anna girl, how's everything going?
Is Jen in the chat?
Jen is in the chat.
Nice. Hi, Jen. Sorry, I'll get on the comments and I can start. Oh, there you are. Well, you're the only one. Hi, Jen. Who else is in here? Let's see. Me,
No one.
Neil.
Roulette player is here.
Who's that? Who's roulette player? Do you know?
I don't know.
Well, welcome, roulette player.
So, okay. Your day has been crazy working on a project. What project is this? Because you don't have to wait for everybody in the chat, because you are also uploading this to YouTube.
So wait, are you saying that people can hear this conversation in the future?
Where in the hell did you get that from?
What? Where'd I get what from?
What project are you working on, man?
So in addition to being, a nightclub guru, a hospitality consultant, a agent to the stars, I have also taken on a project. I shouldn't even say it that way, because that's how it was like. That's how I was saying it when I first agreed to do it, because it was just a project. Now that this thing is actually coming to life, it's like it's my job. Like, I do have a job, but it's not just a job that I'm like.
It's a passion.
Doing. It's a business that I'm helping to start. It's a startup that I'm involved in. That I guess that's the way to put it. Because it's not like I'm just going and clocking in somewhere and clocking out, making a few bucks.
Who
like
this clocks is a out do people clock out anymore?
They do.
They do. Okay.
They clock in and clock out. Yes.
I always hear that term, clock in, clock out, but all my friends have just walked through a door and just sat at their desk, and I'm like, where is this clock that everybody's talking about?
Well, look, most that's like hourly employees typically would clock in and clock out. But if you're a salaried employee or a manager, you're not clocking in, clocking out.
The clocking in is the second you answer your first email. Hannah girl, am I correct on this?
Jen knows. Jen knows what we're trying to say here.
Clocking out is the last email from your desktop.
Well, you see, and that's an interesting conversation that we could have.
Okay, let's do it.
If that's going to be your mindset, where at your job, where you make your money, then I don't know that you'll ever really be successful on your own. You could be a good employee, but if you run your own business, Neil, you know this. someone texts you, emails you, calls you at 11 o'clock at night. You answer it.
Right.
If you have the answer, you answer it. If it's something that maybe, if someone texts me at 11 o'clock at night and says, hey, I need a hotel room in Las Vegas. Do you know anybody? I might not respond tonight, but I'll reach out to the person that I would reach out to get that answer and then, get back to them the next day. But, 9 to 5, I don't think that's a way to get ahead in any profession.
Right. Well,
so anyway,
I feel like I've clocked in when I was 17 and just haven't clocked out yet.
Exactly.
I've clocked in. I just don't know what the feeling of clocking out actually feels like because I never clocked out.
Right. It's like, you have those assholes online and stuff that, they're flexing and they're like, oh, I don't have a 9 to 5. I have from when I wake up till I go to bed. Like, shut the fuck up. But that's legit how you have to be. But it's kind of douchey to say it,
Did you just call me a douche?
No, I don't think you would go say that.
I kind of said that though. I was like, I clocked in at 17, never clocked out.
Right. But what? I don't know why I just thought of this. What was the text I sent you where you were like, "Wow, you are so old and white."
Oh, damn! And
it was
Lisa S. Thank you for the sub, by the way.
Thank you, Lisa. It was a different. So Neil has said to me many times in the past, like when we're working on a deal or something, his phrase to me will be, "Let's get this bread." So I saw a meme or like this weird post, and it was, "Let's get this bread alternatives," and I found it very, very funny to read these, and I sent it to Neil, and his exact quote was, "You are getting whiter by the second in Arizona." And I wrote, "You say that all the time," and he said, "You think I'm joking, but you really are."
Chat, well, look at this image that he's about to post.
Well, I'm not going to post it. I'm going to read them out loud because I want to put some emphasis on it. So let's get this bread. You know what? I'm going to put this in the chat, and then I'm going to post this chat.
First off, Roulette Player, thank you for the 89 bits.
What? What is that? What does that mean?
I have no idea who Roulette Player is, but I like Roulette Player as of right now.
All right. So here's what we're talking about. So Neil likes to say, "Let's get this bread," right? So here are some alternatives to "let's get this bread." Let's obtain this grain. Which that's not the best one. This one might be my favorite. Let's finagle this bagel.
I think that was the one where I literally put my head down. I was like,
"Oh, it's amazing."
Oh, no.
This one I can see Neil saying in a different context. Let's bone this scone.
I would say that actually.
Let's take this cake. That's a nothing. Let's pry this rye. Which, as an old guy, I think that's funny.
That's for the Samuel J's of the world.
Yeah. This is one of my favorite ones. Let's yeet this wheat. Oh my God. Let's wrestle this pretzel. That's not even funny. And then the last one is, let's solicit this biscuit.
So,
I don't know. I think
the wheat one was probably. I think wheat was hands down the best one.
Really? Yeet this wheat? Obtain this grain. I could see like some dude wearing an ascot say that. Oh God.
What is it? Yeet this wheat?
Let's yeet this wheat.
What exactly is yeeting? Is that how you say it? Yeeting? I'm yeeting.
I don't know. YEET is what the person wrote. I don't even know who wrote this post. I just thought it was funny. But finagle this bagel is definitely something I would say. That might become my sign off to any email where like I'm making a deal with a venue, and we send them the contract and they write back and they go, "You know what? This looks pretty good. There's just a couple things we want to look at, but we'll get back to you real quick." And I go, "Yeah, man, let's finagle this bagel."
No. It starts in the beginning of the deal. Like, look, you guys are doing small talk, and you're like,
no,
all
you're
right,
right.
all right,
You're
all right. Let's yeet this wheat. So what I've got, what I propose is, look here, let's finagle this bagel. All right, what I propose is,
and then
yeah.
we could use bone this scone in so many different ways. I mean, you could if someone's trying to tank a deal, you could be like, "Are you trying to bone this scone?" This might be this is my favorite segment of all time on the show, by the way. Things white people say.
Yeah, bone the scone can mean so many things, though. Not even just let's get this bread. It's like, man, I just boned this scone. Like, how'd the meeting go? Man, I don't know. One thing led to another. I think I just boned the scone. I don't think it went well.
Oh God, so funny. So a couple things to circle back on. The first thing is Zilla is not here. He had some family business to attend to. He may come in later. He may not. We don't know. But, if he doesn't, we can talk shit about him. Although Jen will tell him because, she's got his back 1,000%. What else? We got a special guest. Special guest came and left. He came in. He's going to go wrestle this pretzel after this.
Not until he's 16. Until he's 16.
Okay, so back to what I was talking about earlier. So I'm doing no, Jen. I know you're not a snitch, but you got his back. We all know that, as do we all. But to circle back to what I was talking about, I'm working on a project where I am running a cannabis company. Believe it or not.
You are seriously yeeting some wheat. Wait,
yes. Oh, wow. There's got to be something in here I could use for this.
Boning scones by the pound.
So it's a long story, but a buddy of mine has had a grow here up in Arizona for a long time. And he's about to open up his second location. And, me being an operations guy for most of my life, I've signed on to help him run this company. Now, I know nothing about weed, literally nothing. Well,
really?
I know stuff now, but I didn't know anything when it started.
Wait, do you know stuff or you just know stuff?
No, I've never really been a weed guy as far as for personal consumption. When I was a youngster, that's something old people say, right? That is when I was a kid. I was an athlete. So back in the 80s, wow, that's back in the 80s and early 90s. The kids that smoke pot were looked down on as the losers. They're all super successful people now. But back then, us athletes were like, oh man, what a bunch of losers. So it was never my thing. When I lived in San Diego, I went and got a medical card because I was having really bad trouble sleeping. And someone was like, look, just go get a card and smoke a little before you go to sleep. And that's what I did. And I've never slept better in my life. But that was years ago and I haven't taken it back up since, although I should. So I really knew nothing, but I can run a business. I can run operations.
Yeah, it's all product.
It's the same as, making bread or other plants or
Fuck, what is it? Yeeting wheat?
Yeet this wheat.
Yes.
But so it's going to be awesome. I mean, obviously there's a whole cultivation team and a cultivator and the guy who's handling that part of it. Me as the operations guy, I'll handle basically the running of the business and the facility, to put it in broad terms. So this week we started with construction. So it's been a crazy week. I've been running around like a maniac. And now I get to come on and just not think about work, for an hour and hang out with you people. So hello, people.
So wait, you can't dabble? Or there's no dabbling because there's nothing there, correct?
Yeah, there's nothing there. Yeah.
Will you dabble?
It's not like I'm against it or anything like that. I just I never had. Well, first of all, the last couple of places I lived, Utah and Idaho, it's you either buy it from some dude on the corner. I mean, not actually on the corner. You know what I mean? Like, or and that's it because there's no medical. Well, there's medical now in Utah, or it passed, but it wasn't a real thing. Like, and for me to like go out and get a new medical card and do all this, that's too much work.
All right.
Too much work.
What I want to know is, one in the chat, if you guys partake in this Indo, do you take tokes of the Indo smoke?
What is that?
You don't know that song?
No, of course I do.
Okay.
I'm just joking.
I don't know, man. I think in about a year from now, I'm gonna see you in like some tie-dye shirts and always referring to me as man. Nah, man.
Like, are you picturing me like Tommy Chong or?
I could see like the highest dude on what was it, Half Baked.
Oh God, what a movie! I love that movie. And again, I'm not like I've never been like a real stoner or anything, but I love that movie. It's so great.
Half Baked. I'm pretty soon you're gonna have like Mr. Nice Guy on your white label agency business card.
There's just so many. There's just so many great like lines and scenes and characters in that movie.
Oh my God!
Just from the guy on the couch or the dude on the couch, whatever he is, to Samson and then Bob Saget. There's just so many funny parts of that movie.
I remember there was a guy in my chat named Samson. I was like, Samson. And only one person understood where I got that from. I'm gonna take him to see Samson. But dude, congrats, man. That's
yeah.
Times are changing.
Yeah,
I heard New York we're legalizing it recreationally.
Yeah, I mean, and that just passed here in Arizona. And I was doing this. I had signed on to do this project before it actually officially passed, because his other operation is medical, and this one would have been medical and it would have been fine. But now that it's for adult use too, like it just opens up the floodgates.
Yeah.
And obviously, when you have a gold rush business like this, like if you said today, hey, I want to get in the business in Arizona, it'd be like, yeah, you're too late. It'll take you 2 years.
Yeah.
But he's been doing this for so long, trying to make this deal happen, that now we're like, the timing is good. And thank you, Lisa, for the congratulations. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I actually started. So I started doing stocks, and I actually jumped in on two.
Really? Which ones?
Cresco.
Okay.
That's
our good friend. You used to work for them.
Yeah, a couple of our friends invested. Backed it.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I did not know that.
A couple of our friends in Chicago.
I figured that's who you were talking about, but okay, that's cool.
Jordan,
our friend Jordan's not with them anymore. He left.
Yeah, he moved over to another big company that's about to go public.
Yeah, he was just in town here in Arizona 2 weeks ago. I was supposed to see him, but things got a little crazy. We couldn't make it happen. Yes, and to answer you, Jen, not that this was a question or anything, I should start dressing like Mr. Roper.
How did Mr. Roper dress again? I can't even remember.
A lot of cardigans, if I remember correctly. Like big, like 70s collars on his button-down shirt and cardigans. Am I right, Jen? What was I going to say? I totally forgot what I was going to say, and I'm not even high.
Are you?
I just can't remember shit as it is.
Oh my God, that brings back a story of Talib Kweli. I remember I was living across the street from Beauty, and Talib had a Tuesday night there, and they would always call me like, "Hey, there's something wrong with the system. Can you help? Can you come over and help us?" I was like, "Sure." Went over there, and I didn't realize it was a Tuesday. every time they would call me, it was a Tuesday. I'm like, this is so weird. They have a DJ there every day, and it only breaks on Tuesday. And I keep forgetting that, oh, that's Talib's night. So I walk in there. I'm like, yo, what up, Talib? He's like, yo, what's up? He's like, yo, there's something wrong. And it's always something small. It's like, I don't know, like the needle arm was pressed up, so the needles isn't actually hitting the record. So I'm like, oh, I've done that. It's okay. You just hit the lever, because nobody ever looks at that lever.
Right.
One time I walked in, and he wasn't even in the booth, and I was like, yo, what's going on, Talib? He's like, well, the manager was like, yo, there's something wrong with the system. I don't know what it is. Talk to Talib. I look at Talib. I'm like, yo, what's up? What's going on? He looks at me, bloodshot eyes. He's like, I don't know where my computer is. I looked at the manager, and then I looked at him, and he was just like, he wasn't even there. Like, mentally, he was just not there. I looked at the manager, I was like, I can't do anything about this. This isn't fixable.
That's amazing.
High, forgot his computer at the studio. I was like, I looked at the manager, I was like, don't ever call me on a Tuesday ever again. I am off limits on Tuesday.
That's so funny.
Dude, one time he forgot to hit the power button on the mixer, and I was like, come on, man. Come on. Vice was DJing with him in, I think, Seattle. And somehow, he was like, yo, I live in New York. He's like, yo, my boy Neil lives out there. He's like, Neil. Vice texted me. He was like, yo, Talib actually knows you.
He's probably like, I know Neil. That guy stole my computer one time.
I was like, this motherfucker. I was like, tell Talib.
That's so funny.
That was like the worst high moment that I've ever done. I was like,
that's a good one.
Yeah, I was like, if it does that to somebody, I want nothing to do with that. So.
That was like one time on Groove Cruise. I don't know if everyone knows what Groove Cruise is, but it's it's like it's just a cruise, like on a big cruise ship, and there's just house music on like 7 different stages for 24 hours a day for like 3 or 4 days. Are you frozen, Neil, or are you just not moving? Oh, okay. You're not. Yeah, I'm sorry. You were like you didn't move. I think you might have just had a seizure.
No.
So we were on the cruise, and it was me and a couple friends, and one of our friends was about to start playing. So, and I'm not going to call him out, because it's just, if it was someone I was closer to, I would totally call him out. But he's a friend, but not a great friend.
Call him out.
So, okay.
Chat.
Okay,
chat if you want to call him out.
I will. You guys, a lot of you guys won't know him, but you'll know who he is. So, Neil, you know who Donald Glaude is?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. So Donald's a good buddy from San Diego, So he's gonna play. All right, let's go. So it's me, and I don't even remember who was with me. So we're walking to like the area where Donald's supposed to be playing, and we're walking down the hall, and who do we see? Donald Glaude, and he's walking, and he has his backpack on, and I'm like, Donald, what are you doing? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, you're supposed to be playing right now. He's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, then why do you have your backpack? And he goes, oh shit, I guess I have to go play. So we walk with him. We were all kind of working at that time on the cruise in some kind of way. So we all had passes where you could go anywhere. So we walk Donald backstage. We get him up on stage. He gets set up. I leave, like me and whoever I was with. It might have been Scooter or somebody like that. We leave. We go to the bar. We get a drink. I'm not joking. 7 minutes later, they turned the lights all the way up, cut the music off, and kicked him off.
Wait, why?
Because he was so fucked up that he couldn't even really perform.
Wow. Wow. That is crazy.
I love Donald. He is such a good performer and a great DJ.
That guy was huge back in the 90s.
Yeah. He's a Seattle guy. He was Pacific Northwest guy. He came up with all those guys. Funny story. I mean, look, it's happened to all of us at times. That was a funny one.
I know you used to run some of the biggest pool parties. You've got to have fucked up stories. Like people just way too fucked up.
Yeah. Trying to think which ones I could tell because I am kind of friends with a lot of these guys. If there were any like guys I didn't like, I would tell you.
Well, how about this? How about this? It doesn't have to be a performer or a DJ or anybody. I know you've got stories. Like you ran one of the craziest pool parties in Vegas and in San Diego.
The craziest in Vegas. The first and craziest.
Yes. I know you got some stories. I mean, I've got stories. I lived in New York for almost 20 years, and I would honestly say I bar backed when I first moved here. I bar backed at what I would say it's the modern day Studio 54. It was our generation Studio 54. In New York City called Misshapes. Okay. I saw some of the craziest shit you could possibly see in a nightclub in that little ass bar lounge. So I can only imagine what you saw in Vegas in the heyday, in the beginning of the heyday, actually.
For me, it's not about the craziest thing that ever happened or the guy that just spent $300,000 or the famous guy that threw up on himself. Like none of that really was exciting.
I want to know that person was so fucked up. He took a shit in like one of the fucking kiddie pools, and everybody was just like bouncing up and down on top of it. Like I want to know something like that, not that story. Okay. I hope you don't have that story.
So I ran rehab in 2008, which I believe is the year that the Celtics won the championship. So the Celtics come to rehab. They're partying. Paul Pierce gets so fucked up that he literally throws up all over himself, passes out. They had to carry him out.
How tall is Paul Pierce?
6'8", something like that.
I bet security guards are playing rock, paper, scissors. Like, nah, man, I ain't doing this.
I don't even remember because all I remember was going up there, seeing what was going on, realizing that there's nothing I can do. This is security's problem, and I just left because I always had something more important to do. No matter what I was doing, there was always something I had to be doing that was more important. And that was for anybody in the bar, nightclub, restaurant, pool party business. Like I did that for a long time. There was nothing like rehab. Nothing.
I mean, I've told this story before. I've been there once, and I was like, I'm never coming back here again. And it wasn't even bad. It was just too much. And I was a wild man back then. Wild. Yeah. And I was like, this is too much for me. Like, I couldn't believe it. Like,
I mean, look, add on top of that, cameras following you the entire day. Like, I had a cameraman, a story producer, a guy who was like kind of in charge, and a sound guy following me wherever I went. And a lot of times, like, people weren't too happy when I would show up to deal with an issue and there'd be a whole camera crew with me. So there would be times where I would like have to dip into like a room and be like, hey, I'm going to run in here for a minute. I'll be right out. And I would go in the room and leave through a side door. And then I would run to like wherever I needed to go to handle some shit like that I couldn't have on camera.
Uh-huh.
And then like 5 minutes later, they would find me some other place in the pool. And they'd be like, you did it again. And I'm like, yeah, I had to. Sorry.
Man, I can't even imagine working at something like that. That I couldn't even imagine.
It was fun and it was hard, like to do it. Like, I mean, I would be there at 7:00 in the morning on a Sunday, and I'd work till 8, 9 o'clock at night. And I mean, work, like not just sit in an office or anything like that. Work, like running around a pool with 7,000 people, and it being 120 degrees.
Yeah. It gets hot as hell out there.
I mean, I would get IVs. It was bananas, but it was fun. We should give everyone some homework to check out the rehab show, but you can't find it. I don't understand why you can't find it online. There's like one episode you could find.
You could probably watch it in like Germany, where it's like subtitles and you sound like David
I could be
Hasselhoff.
I could be as like big as David Hasselhoff in Germany and not even know it.
Man, I remember this. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say like Zatz. It sounds kind of German. I could be like huge over there.
Yeah, could be.
I don't know. Probably not. I have the DVDs. I should probably make
and
them
then
digital.
upload it to your YouTube.
Yeah, no, I'll like share it with all the people in the chat.
You should do like a snippet and do collages of Zots. Like just do this like big sizzle reel.
I should.
I remember in New York, I was bar backing at this place called Luke and Leroy, and I will never forget it. So Misshapes, back in, I guess it was like about 2009. It was around the same time of Rehab. This was like the rise of the hipster. Hipsters weren't even called hipsters yet. It was just dirty little indie kids.
Yeah.
And skinny jeans weren't even a thing. Guys were wearing women's jeans, Frankie B jeans to be exact. The low rise, It was terrible. But I remember I was the bar back, the coat check guy, and the sound guy. But there was amazing moments. I had to do sound check for Madonna that did a surprise performance. She was performing her new single "Hung Up" that hadn't even been released yet. I did sound check for Yoko Ono. She was DJing. A lot of indie bands like Interpol, Carlos D from Interpol, Nick Zinner from the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, all these people. But with all those things comes the crazy people that were, they were just party animals.
Yeah.
I remember I was standing. This is like my older brother. He looked after me when I first touched down in New York, and he was a bar owner. He ended up owning that bar. And I remember he was talking to me. He was like, all right, you got to sort out the bottles from the beer bottles and stuff like that. And he was explaining it to me, and I was looking in the camera, and then he turns around and looks. He's like, hold on. Opens the door, and this girl is squatting down, pissing on the office door. And when he opens, she's leaning against the door. She rolls into the office. And he was like, oh, fuck. Grabs some napkins, gives her the napkins, shuts the door. Because she's already peeing.
Yeah.
So she might as well finish at that point.
Oh, God.
She finishes, we see the camera, and then she runs back into the club.
Well, yeah, why not?
So the other bar back comes up. She runs upstairs where the dance floor is. Next bartender comes in. Bar back comes in. Oh my God, it is so disgusting. This girl ran out of the office and ran. He was like, Dino, who is that? He's like, I don't know who you're talking about. He's like, the girl ran upstairs. And there's just shit rolling down the stairs.
Oh my God. Come on. No. Oh God, no. No. We don't need to talk about this.
New York City nightlife, man. And that is why I will never move from New York.
That's the reason. Okay.
Yeah.
That is
one of the reasons why I would never move from New York. Stories like that. So,
good God.
Claudia's like, okay, that's gross.
All right, my boy is in the chat. That is not him, Claudia. Sorry, I clicked on yours. So my boy KGBK is. I've known him since I think he was probably 12 when I met him. I was his older brother's my best friend. Okay, Robert Zilla. Looks like I picked the right day to skip a show.
Yeah. Why you don't have any stories about poop? Anyway, go ahead.
Oh God. So my boy Kev, he was one of the guys that would come out with us to the clubs all the time when we were super young. So we would go out in high school stuff, and that was in like the heyday of New York City nightclubs. For like the older people in here, that was like China, Palladium, Limelight, Club USA, then China Club. You really had to be 21 to get into China Club, so we never really went there until we were 21. And I mean, just legendary nightclubs that to this day, like I don't think you could even pull them off. I don't think you could get away with half the shit that used to happen in those clubs. And you would see, I mean, anything you wanted to see, depending on what club you went to. And then it would be like going to after hours at Save the Robots until like 7 in the morning, 8 in the morning. And then going to like this place called Brownies. And it was like
that doesn't sound like it's going to end well.
Yeah, no, it was like just this little divey kind of bar that was open after hours, stay open all night. And it'd be like noon. And you could still be in there from the night before. And like, it was the weirdest place. Like people would be doing drugs and stuff everywhere. But you couldn't curse. If you cursed, Brownie, who was the owner, would like yell at you and tell you like to stop. And that, there'd be someone like right next to you, like doing lines.
Lines are okay, but the second you say fuck, you're out of here. Dead
serious. Kev, back me up here. I know it. But that was how we grew up in New York. Clubs like Exit. Remember Exit?
Yep.
Was Exit still around when you got here? Because before Exit, it was Carbon.
So I would come out here in the like in 2000, 99, 98. I would come out here for work reasons. So I went to Exit. Do you remember Plaid?
Nope.
Okay, you may have been. When did you leave?
2005.
Okay, Plaid was there then.
I mean, it sounds familiar, but I don't think I ever went. We used to go to. Was it down in Soho?
It was down there by. It was like 13th
or Tribeca.
And like 4th.
Oh
no.
13th and 4th wasn't. Oh, was Plaid? That was Spa, wasn't it?
It could have been Spa Plaid? Before that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't here for Spa. Oh, wait. Maybe not. I may have not been at Spa. I may have not been here when Spa was around. But
like that back in the day, like that's when nightclubs were just everywhere and they were fun. And you literally, every day of the week there was a different club to go to. So Mondays we would go to China Club. If you didn't go to China Club, you go to Lot 61. That was Mondays. Tuesdays was Life, which was one of the greatest clubs of all time.
I wasn't around for that one.
Oh man,
everybody keeps talking about it.
Yeah. Then Wednesday you would go to like Chaos. Wednesday was Chaos and whatever the new cool European like rich people club was. And those would all come in. Those would come into style and then go out of style. But Chaos was always there.
Right.
And then Thursday we would go to I think we used to go to NV on Thursdays, which was down on I want to say like Spring or Varick, one of those. And then Friday, Saturday we would never really go out because that's when the losers went out.
The Weekend Warriors.
Yep. And then, well, you know what? Friday, Saturday, if we went out, we go to Palladium or Limelight, something like that, like one of the bigger places. And then Sunday was either, the Tunnel, which was I don't even know how to explain the Tunnel on a Sunday in back in the late 90s, early 2000s. It was insanity. People were getting shot. It was just, but it was the greatest hip hop club of all time.
That needs to be a name of a nightclub. Insanity. I'm surprised there hasn't been a nightclub called that.
There definitely has.
Chad, if you guys could Google Club Insanity and see if there's an actual nightclub, not a party night, an actual club that's named is Insanity. I'm surprised that I've never heard of one.
I prefer Mayhem. Mayhem is a better name.
I feel like I've been to a club called Mayhem. I could be wrong.
But, the Sunday was the Tunnel if you wanted to, get it. And then if you didn't, if you want to go to, a cooler, smaller lounge, you would go to this place called 357. And that was at 357 West Broadway. So
I've been there.
Our friend Joe Barber used to did he ever work at 357? He might not have worked at 357, but we used to go. Our friend Seamus used to work 357. He would 10 bar and then kind of run the place. And it was the weirdest thing because they would play this weird music. It wasn't like back in the day, it was either hip hop or house, hip hop or house. That's all you heard in a nightclub. And if you were in the same club, but there were 2 rooms, one would be hip hop, one would be house. But 357 would play. They would play like Prodigy, and then they'd play Bill Withers, and they would play all this eclectic music. And it was like, okay, this is like my speed. But it was like you couldn't sit down unless you bought a bottle, and we had no money back then. I mean, not that we have any now, but it was owned by Lenny Kravitz's cousin, this guy named Kevin.
I feel like everybody who was related to Lenny Kravitz came up just by being related to Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah.
He's Lenny Kravitz's cousin.
Look, he's the only guy in the world that can get away with wearing bell bottoms. He is the coolest human being on the planet.
No, Chad.
Yes.
That's no.
Yes. Who else can?
Who else can wear bell bottoms? Ashton Kutcher.
What? No.
Ashton Kutcher can wear bell bottoms.
No,
Chad, who do you think a current actor can get away with a current celebrity that can get away with
like rock
bell
star,
bottoms?
actor, athlete. It's not even about if they could get away with it. It's would they rock it? And Lenny obviously is the coolest human on the planet.
I don't know about that. Lenny Kravitz, man, I don't know if he's that cool. Jamie Foxx could wear.
It's different. It's totally different. Jamie Foxx doesn't have his own style. Like Jamie Foxx is very cool, obviously, and he's very stylish. But he doesn't. You don't look. If you took his face off, you wouldn't look at Jamie Foxx and say, "That's Jamie Foxx." But if you took Lenny Kravitz's face off and looked at his outfit, you'd go, "That's Lenny Kravitz." Am I wrong?
Are you saying that you stare at his body?
No, but if you see a guy wearing bell bottoms and boots and a button-down shirt down to his belly button and bracelets, it's Lenny Kravitz.
No, Jared Leto.
Yes, I'll give you that one. Jared Leto, that's a good one. Yeah, but besides, there's very few people in the world that could pull it off. In my mind,
you're crazy. I think William Lifestyle can wear. I definitely see William Lifestyle wearing bell bottoms.
Oh God.
And vest, no shirt. I mean, wait. Carmen Electra's Scottie Pippen.
Rodman.
That's it.
Scottie Pippen.
I don't know. A bull.
Yeah. No, you're right. But there's very few people like that. Celebrity-wise, look, there's plenty of people out in the world that have the same style sensibilities as one of those guys that can pull it off. But as far as people we know, do you know anyone personally that's not a celebrity that can pull off that look?
That is not a celebrity that could pull off that look. Oh my God, you just put me on the spot, and now.
Well, I mean you don't have to. So Lisa, I saw you put in the chat as Neil is thinking about this. You put the club Nels in the chat. Now Nels was probably my first or second favorite nightclub in the history of the world. Love Nels, the best. Love that place. I have nothing else to say about that, but I just figured I'd acknowledge Nels.
Yeah, Claudia is correct. My friend Bleach Blonde, the girl who actually ultimately got me on Twitch.
No, not girls. Girls can do anything. I'm not talking about girls. I'm talking about guys.
No, girls can't do anything, but okay.
Yes, they can.
Black Amigo. It sounds crazy. Black Amigo would definitely wear bell bottoms, vest, no shirt.
He would, but he could not pull it off.
I don't know.
Look, 99.9% of the people, if they put on Lenny Kravitz's outfit, you would look at them and say, that guy's trying. It ain't working.
Jersey.
No, absolutely not. But Dance Forever, yes.
Chris Mass. Oh, well, that's not a celeb. Well,
Steven Tyler could pull this off, 100%.
Yeah, Mick Jagger. I feel like he was born in bell bottoms.
He's old, so I guess freaking Lenny Kravitz is old at this point, too. He's got to be 60, right? 60? You think Lenny Kravitz is 60?
Oh, maybe. God, I got to Google that.
I think he's definitely 55, probably closer to 60.
56.
Okay.
He is 56 years old.
It's 10 years. Got 10 years on me. I got 10 years to catch up to being cool.
Dude, I just found out I'm 43 years old.
What? What does that even mean?
My channel reminded me I was 43. For some reason, I thought I was 42 this whole time. Quarantine has destroyed me. I just found out I'm 43. They're like,
well,
no,
congratulations.
You're 43. I was like, oh shit, that's right. So yeah, Ashton Kutcher, just like Irene said, Ashton Kutcher definitely could. You don't think he could wear it?
No. He has no sense of style. Zero.
What are you talking about? He was on. I can't actually. The thing is I can't even imagine him wearing.
He's wearing a costume on a show. That doesn't count.
That's all we knew him as.
No way. Well, first of all, I'm not a fan of his. He's a great actor because in real life he is the most boring human being on the planet with zero personality, none.
Dang.
Well, I'm just telling you, I spent a lot of time with him. Not a lot, but some.
Hannah Girl, yes, 1977.
All right, guys, we have a special guest joining the chat. Someone that can definitely 100% pull off wearing bell bottoms. Our good friend Rob Zilla.
Hey! Thank God I can breathe now.
Hi. I don't know, Neil. I think we did pretty good. 46 minutes, just me and you, and I didn't yell at you or anything.
You kind of yelled at me about bell bottoms.
I was getting texts from other people saying, "Where the hell are you? Get in there and save this thing."
And all those people were me.
Yes. All those people, I meant Neil.
I was texting him from 3 different phones. Hey, where
That's
are
funny.
you?
Get over here. Hurry up already.
Neil, I think we did good, especially due to the fact that we had no
list.
I have a list. We didn't touch it.
Wow.
My list is shit today anyway, so I wasn't really looking towards it.
So listen, I was, obviously I had a little family thing to do. I'm happy to announce that my parents got their very first COVID vaccines, which is nice. One step closer to some level of normalcy. So while I was sitting in line waiting, I did pick up or listen to a little bit of the show. So were you guys doing something about like weird shit that happens in nightclubs at some point? Was that kind of the topic?
Well, I had asked the question. I was like, running a big nightclub, the nightclubs that you did, I know you've seen some crazy. Well, we were talking about getting high and crazy things that happen, and then we segue into, I know you got some crazy stories. Nightclubs, what have you seen or been involved in?
Justin, I don't know if you touched on this one, but this is actually at Justin's place, the Intervention Sunday pool party, where one time somebody felt that it was so important for them to come and party.
I know exactly what you're going to say. I think I have the picture somewhere.
Why don't you look for it while I set this up? So imagine it's a Sunday. You are out there, you're brunching with some of your friends, and you decide you want to hit a pool party on a Sunday afternoon and go see whatever hot DJ is in town for the week. And
wait, sorry, I know I always interrupt you, and I apologize.
Jesus Christ. You didn't even interrupt me.
No. Should we try and find the picture first before you keep going?
I was just figuring while I'm setting it up, you would just look for the picture, and if we find it, we find it. If we don't, people can use their own imagination.
Okay. Sorry.
I was literally doing the long form intro so that you could actually. I was buying you time to try and find this photograph.
And that's why I interrupted, just to buy time as I scroll.
So, again, it's a Sunday morning. The sun is out. It's beautiful. You're with a group of friends. You're deciding, you know what? There's a pool party at the Hard Rock. I want to go get my intervention on. However, there might be an issue because you might have not one, not two, but a litter of newborn puppies on your person. So what do you decide to do? So help me God. This person decided to stuff their puppies into a duffel bag and check them into bag check so that they could go and rage their faces off at intervention. So, mind you, the way that the general admission area in intervention is like this, it's on the 4th floor roof deck. And if you go up what we used to call the suicide stairs, not suicidal when you're going on the way up, it's absolute suicide trying to navigate those suckers on the way down after a few cocktails. You go up the first flight of the suicide stairs, and that's where coat check would be. And I remember, Justin's always on radio, me doing like, what did I do? I just sat there and got drunk and hung out with Justin. Didn't need one. But at some point, I think Justin like turns to me and is like, I think we need to go to coat check. Coat check is someplace we would never in our lifetimes ever go unless there's like a problem. So I'm thinking, like, is somebody wilding out? Do I need to have my boys back? And I remember distinctly one of the coat check girls is saying, this bag is moving. Like, this bag keeps moving. So somebody, I think it was Eric DeBoard perhaps, that finally, got the stones to open up the bag. And lo and behold, there is a litter of puppies in the duffel bag. This poor excuse for a human decided of all of their priorities, they needed to go rage face and not take care of their little puppies. They stuffed them in a duffel bag. Horrible, horrible. Like, when you think that there's hope for humanity, I'm going to point out to this asshole and tell you that there is not, because there's still people like that in this world.
Well, in all fairness,
there is no fairness.
We did win an award for being the best party in America.
That is true, 100%. Is it still stuff your dog in a duffel bag good?
Of course not. I am just going for the cheap joke, as usual.
No, it's all. I completely understand. So that is 100% a true story, and I swear to God, if Justin wasn't there, I don't think people would believe me that this is a thing that actually happened.
It really happened, and I can't find the picture. I was looking under Kevin Daly's pictures. I'm trying to think who else would have it. Maybe Rudy. I'll keep looking.
EDB might have it.
EDB is 100 years old. There's no way.
Yeah. He's already asleep. So yeah, it's remarkable to me, right? Like, where are people's priorities? I've seen some pretty crazy shit over the years. I actually saw a girl firsthand. We have, industry terms. Like, I think everybody in the chat room and both of us, all three of us rather, we're all familiar with the term bottle rat, right? Where you kind of show up at somebody's table uninvited and drink their booze and leave. I witnessed Bottle Rat 2.0, Bottle Rat Plus, where somebody showed up to a table and then kind of did an awkward squat over like the low boy table and tried to siphon the bottle and carry it out pinched between their thighs.
No way.
And take the bottle elsewhere.
Yes.
You know the low tables over at Flux, you know how like they sat like just a couple inches off the ground?
I do.
So old girl went over with her short little mini skirt and did a hot little straddle.
You sure it was like, between her butt cheeks?
I'm saying it's between her thighs. I'm saying it's between her thighs, bro. It was like, now you see it, now you don't. Like, you thought like she might have been an assistant for David Copperfield. This bottle was gone.
I would have given it to her. I'd have been like, you know what? Fucking, you deserve this shit.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Also, I lost my car keys. Are they also up there? Like, what? What else are you hiding? Like, but who does that shit? Like, I've made some really poor decisions under the influence in my lifetime, but so help me God, never once has it been, you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to stick a bottle up my snatch and try and walk out a nightclub with it.
Up in my butthole.
Did you just use snatch?
I mean,
it's better than in my hoo-hoo.
in my hoo-ha, in my
I want to make it disappear in my mischief.
I'm not like, I've got puppies. First of all, why do you have puppies and a duffel bag? Why are you trying to check your puppies in a duffel bag into coat check to go to a party? Where are your priorities in life?
I mean, wait, this is a side question. What happened to the puppies after?
That's a great question. They actually, I think they went back and looked out the cameras because, it is not just, it's a hotel property. It's heavily surveilled. And I think that they were able to ID her and found her. I don't know if Justin, do you remember if they let her leave with the puppies or not? I don't think they did.
I mean, I was probably babysitting frickin' Tiesto or David Guetta or something and had to just leave right away. I don't even remember.
Tiesto and David Guetta.
I like the fact that DJ Great Dane just subs. He's like, I need to be here. Sub.
Well, thank you, Great Dane. I just searched the three people I thought would probably have. Honestly, I mean, I definitely posted it, so I probably should have looked at my own first, but I don't know. It's probably on Instagram. But I don't remember what happened. But like by that time in my career, I was almost over actually doing any real work. Like I think I was just a glorified babysitter at that point.
You were talent relations, sir.
We'll call it that.
Exactly. So I went from babysitting DJs to babysitting DJs. Just from afar.
In all due respect, you did do a fair share of babysitting me as well. So I mean, that's
Nah, you were the easiest guy. You babysat me more than I babysat you.
Sure. That was a really fun party, and I know that we've touched on it a lot in this podcast. But if you weren't there, go and look at Intervention Sundays, like just some of the recaps on YouTube.
Oh, it was crazy.
Shout out to.
You want me to throw one up? You want me to throw up a video?
Yeah, I think that's required.
Neil, you think I should?
Absolutely.
Okay, you guys talk while I find a good one.
I mean, I don't know about you guys. I mean, here I am on the precipice of turning 47 this spring, and I know it's lame for me to say, but I kind of miss a good day party. Like if there's something that I would love to see come back soon, I don't need to be at a nightclub till 3 a.m, but I certainly wouldn't mind being out with a good group of friends in the Southern California sunshine, listening to great music, having one or two many adult beverages. Like a good day party that would be my jam. Like that's
when the world opens back up and it's safe. Like I wasn't much of a club guy unless I had friends playing at the time, and then
right.
Especially New York. If some of the guys flew in, of course I'll be there. But this is if the world opens back up and it's safe, I wouldn't mind going to a good day party either. Nighttime,
day parties
not
are the
so
best.
much.
All right, I found a good one. We used to have Steve Aoki pretty much almost every year, and this is one of just the recap video of one of his shows. How do I do this?
Okay. There it goes.
Hit full screen.
Oh, this isn't just Aoki, mind you. This is Afroki. Thank God the buffering caught up.
Not for nothing, this music is kind of annoying right now.
Of course it is.
Well,
it was hot then, but I was like, this is annoying.
I would still vibe out to this. I mean, it was one or two of your closest friends. Those were the Afrojack and Aoki Afroki shots.
I have one of the craziest pictures ever. from an intervention party with Steve Aoki. I have to find it. I'll look for it.
Okay. Is it the one I think that you're talking about?
Yeah, I probably am not supposed to be showing it, but I think
statute of limitations has already passed.
I think that lawsuit has already been.
I just said that it's done.
I think so.
Lisa S in the chat room says Aoki is great though because he crowd dives. Oh, you have no idea what you just set up, young lady.
Oh, yes. I already know what video you're talking about, and you didn't even tell me about it. I read about it.
It's a picture. Does anyone know how to look at God, I'm so old. I'm going through my Twitter, which is how long ago this was, because do I just have to scroll through all this, or media? Media is pictures, right?
Probably. I mean, you don't have your photographs and tweets and stuff set to back up to your iPhotos, so you could just scroll through there and look at it.
Don't even know what that
means. First off, Justin, are you looking at your phone like this?
No. It's right here. Right in front of my face.
That's when you know you're old, when you're like...
I do. In the mornings when I wake up, I do that.
Look at your phone at arm's length. Like, hey, here's my phone.
It's like... or do you look at the menu like this?
Oh yeah, sometimes.
Oh,
I do that. I do that too, and I have great vision. Sometimes, just not for nothing. And all respect to our restaurateurs and friends in the hospitality industry. You could spend a couple bucks on the light bill, motherfuckers. It doesn't need to be dark. I can't see the person sitting across the table from me. I want to shout out a whole bunch of our friends in the chat room, by the way. Of course, hey, DJ Trey, my sister, Hannah Girl, she's like, oh, find the picture of me getting thrown out of intervention. I didn't throw you out, just your lame ex-boyfriend. Shout out to Lisa S. J. Chan Vita, what up? I remember when Aoki was the one and only act that stayed the one year that ADC Vegas shut down early because of really strong winds. He made that night amazing. I remember hearing about it, watching it from home. That I will tell you, I'm not looking for the big ass sweaty, everybody's on drugs festivals. That's not my jam. I'm that I don't care about if that comes back or not. Again,
what, the late night festivals? Is that what you said?
I'm going to lean on day party better than night party, in my personal opinion. That's just me. There's also more hours in the day. There's just more hours in the day.
Yeah, I am all for Coachella though. I don't know.
I just remember Coachella before it became fully commoditized. Is that a word? Commoditized?
Yeah, I went to the first two. I went to the first one. I went to the first two, yeah.
Coachella, Ella, A.
If it was called Brochella, Neil would go.
It kind of is already, no?
Yeah, I know it kind of is. I don't think I can find this picture, and the reason is probably because there was a big lawsuit.
Okay. I will tell you that it's probably, if Coachella comes back with all the people that were making all this stupid money on GameStop and AMC, there's going to be a whole lot of bros, Wall Street bros at Coachella. So you know where I'm going to be? Not Coachella.
Wait, but okay, so this GameStop thing.
Shoot.
Hey, that's on my list.
Okay, then here we go.
With all due respect.
Oh, shit, I found it.
Okay. I just also want to point out that was a really nice natural segue that I teed up for all of us.
Yeah.
You see how I moved right into that?
And we went into it, and then Justin was like, whoa, hold on.
Hit the brakes, rewind.
Not only that, he stops you, and then he goes silent. And then he says something.
Throw up the picture so we can talk about the stock market, damn it.
Okay, hold on. Hold, please. It's coming. It's coming. So this, okay, where 2762. There it is. So this is, yeah, this is, come on. Got the little pinwheel's going.
Yeah, speaking of pinwheels,
so this is a picture of a Steve Aoki show.
Oh.
How about that?
That's because Mr. Aoki decided that he wanted to climb the lighting truss, instead of, I don't know, just staying back behind the X where he was paid to be, and then decided he wanted to jump into said raft. You see that little yellow thing in the middle of the picture? That's a raft, and people are holding up that raft, and he just decided that he just wanted to go for it. He went full send on that one. Thanks, Steve. We made a whole lot of people miserable with that move.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not going to embellish any further. If you guys want to figure out what the hell happened, you guys could find it on your own. That's why Jesus invented the internet.
Wait, what?
I thought Al Gore invented the internet.
Sorry. I'm not everything I say is historically accurate.
He said Al Gore. I haven't thought. I haven't heard that name in so long. Somebody brought up.
Guy thing to say. That is an old guy thing to say.
Somebody brought up Lenny Dykstra, and I haven't heard that name in forever too.
Are you allowed to say that? Are you allowed to say that on a podcast?
What, Al Gore?
No,
or Lenny Dykstra?
I thought the term was like. Anyways, all right.
So GameStop.
Here we are.
Okay, explain to me the whole GameStop thing. I mean, I think I got an idea, but I maybe you know more.
Much like a casino, there are a whole bunch of different ways to wager things, and one of the ways that hedge funds often do is you can buy a stock and hope that it goes long and make that money back if the stock goes up. You could buy options, which you're basically borrowing the stock. And then based on its performance, you could make or lose money. So imagine a multi-billion-dollar hedge fund decides that GameStop no longer needs to live anymore and realizes that there's 140% float of outstanding shares. They shorted, which means that they were betting against the stock performing at 140% of available shares. Now, some fine folks on Reddit, I think it was like Wall Street Bros, whatever it is. Wall
Street Bets,
excuse me. Those guys, somebody took a look at it. They took a look at the financials at GameStop, and through the power of crowdsourcing, they started buying shares, which put this first hedge fund in a position which not only did they have to pay for the shares that they borrowed at the price that they agreed to borrow them at, but they also have to buy the shares that they were leveraging at the new price. So I think the other day that said hedge fund that's at the circle of this whole thing was down $2.7 billion because of GameStop's, because of crowdsourced funding for GameStop stocks, excuse me. Those are the braces kicking in. So a lot of people through that Reddit thread, they made some good money. And not only did they take that stock onward and upward, which, mind you, GameStop is kind of a dead business model as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
Like, when was the last time you would go into a GameStop to buy, the latest game for your PS5?
Which is the entire reason that all the smart people were shorting it.
Right. Like, there isn't a whole lot there for you to do. You can get your games either you could download them direct from the publisher. You could go to your local Walmart, Target, Costco, Sam's Club, get the games there even less. The only thing that they kind of had going for them was the trading in of games and consoles where, like you buy it for $60 and then they give you $5. As KGBK says in the chat room, they were kind of like the Blockbuster Video in a Netflix world. Like that's kind of how they were. So that was the precipice of all of this. And then lo and behold, some people it felt like I was watching an episode of Billions, like people just made moves and they're making moves and they're making money. So God bless them, get those diamond hands, hold on to your money. I hope to goodness
Yeah, but is there any money left? Because didn't that stock tank after Robinhood just canceled it? Am I wrong on?
It's continuing to perform, not at the rate in which it performed earlier in the week, but it is continuing to perform. And what I was going to tell you is it's taking a few other legacy stocks with it too. For example, BlackBerry saw a bump. Well, first of all, when was the last time when was the last time anybody hit me on my BlackBerry? Hit me on that BBM. Nobody's saying that anymore.
Right.
American Airlines, legacy airline, definitely, I mean, in a COVID market, all the airlines are getting their teeth kicked in. That saw a massive lift. Trying to think of who else. Best Buy.
AMC, Best Buy, Bed Bath & Beyond.
Every movie theater in America has been closed for a year. And I was reading an article while I was waiting in line while my folks were getting vaccinated. And it was the stock increase might have actually saved the company.
Yeah.
That is wild.
So, hey, Great Dane is saying, my best friend almost lost his money because of that Robinhood shit. He was some depressed and worried that he was going to do something bad to himself if he couldn't get it recovered. The next day, he got 95% of his money back and put it into his account. Well, that's good. Boy, I should have read that before I started quoting it. Really bad, really quick.
No, I mean, there was a happy ending to the story, Zilla. It's okay.
Yeah. He didn't kill himself. Happy ending. No, that's good. I know of people that made a ton of money. I know some folks that didn't. I think that there's also right now the FOMO effect, right? So folks that otherwise aren't involved in the stock market, they kind of don't know how things work, but they're seeing other people make money. So they're getting like, oh, well, shit, fuck rent, dude. I'm not paying rent. I don't need groceries. I'm not paying my car payment this month. I'm letting it ride on to the moon on AMC. And this is how people get hurt, sadly. I hope it doesn't happen to anybody. But if you were around during the tech bubble in the late 90s, if you were around during the housing bubble, 10, 12 years ago, this is kind of how things get started, where, people get involved in things that they don't do their homework on. So I'm not a financial advisor, but I will say this. Don't invest anything you can't afford to lose, and don't treat the stock market like a casino. Leave it to other people. Like, if you want to do that, God bless you. Get some good advice from some people that actually have money, because in the last week, I swear to God, everybody on my Facebook and Instagram timelines and on my TikTok has gone from, like, a month ago, they were political scientists, followed by constitutional scholars. Since March, everybody's an epidemiologist. They all turned into realtors, and now everybody is the Wolf of Wall Street. So just because everybody else is zigging doesn't mean you need to zig. My philosophy is when everybody zigs, that's when you zag. But get better advice. Don't listen to this idiot here unless it's holding on to your money. So there we go. My sister says, I love to see hedge funds lose billions, not the little folk. I agree, 100%.
Absolutely.
I saw I think it was the CEO of, it's actually the platform that I use for my investments, which is Interactive Brokers. And he was like, this is just a concerted attack on the wealthy.
What the fuck?
Yes. Like, why are you crying? And I said this on another interview I did today with some other friends of mine. No one's going to cry for you because you don't get the summer home in the Hamptons, bro. Like, no one's going to shed a tear because you couldn't buy your second yacht. Like, fuck off. The middle class has been busting their asses for the longest time, and the hedge funds and Wall Street have been profiteering and getting bailouts on the backs of the American taxpayers for decades. So you know what? Again, shout out to all the people that made money. God bless them. Good for you. I'm not telling you not to go in and do this. I'm just saying that if you're going to go in and do this, please be smart about it. I don't want to see you lose, because Wall Street likes to take revenge on Main Street. They will find a way to hurt the middle class. So help me God. And just don't put yourself in a position where you get hurt financially, please, folks.
Yeah, I mean, to touch on that, these hedge fund guys and finance people, obviously there are some geniuses involved, right? Very smart people. But for the most part, they're not any smarter than anyone. However, this is what they do. So they, at the end of the day, they're probably going to figure out a way to re-rig the system. Like they're working in a rigged system right now, which they know the rules. Obviously, the people that started this whole Reddit thing, they figured out a loophole to the rules.
Right.
I wouldn't count on that continuing.
Well, Justin, not only do the hedge funds know the rules, invariably the hedge funds make the rules, as evidenced by, a lot of people were using Robinhood, which is, back in the day, you would use TD Ameritrade, E-Trade. Actually, before that, you'd have to go through an actual brokerage house, Merrill Lynch, Charles Schwab. And then came the internet trading era about 20 years ago. And now everything's in your pocket on an app. What a lot of people didn't realize is that like an app like Robinhood's actually controlled. Everything has to funnel through a clearinghouse or through one of the big hedge funds. Like that's who's processing the transactions. So they locked it up on everybody. They couldn't transact on their money. So they just decided in the middle of all of this that they were getting screwed. They're like, no. We're going to move the goalposts. This is our game. This is my sandbox. I'm making the rules. So if you're going to think you're going to run this stock up on us, we're just going to lock you out. It literally happened just like that. So
it's so crazy.
Yet another reason, friends, just to be mindful. Not telling you what to do, not telling you what not to do. Just be smart about whatever decision you make.
I saw that and I was like, this has got me fucking dying right now.
Honestly, I thought I got kicked off the show and then I realized. Okay, go ahead.
So there's this little meme that Neil put up and it said, pandemic day 25. I made bread with a smiley face. Day 95. I sure do miss my friends. Day 310, the White House appears to be under the control of a shirtless man in a Viking helmet. Day 330, Reddit's coordinated attack on Wall Street is going as planned. Yeah, that's basically what's happened in the last 365 days. What's next?
First of all, it wasn't the White House, it was the Capitol, because I would pay good money to see Donald Trump shirtless in a Viking helmet.
Oh, God.
Actually, I would pay good money to never see that in my lifetime ever.
Yeah.
I probably want to see it. Just that'd make great memes.
If you want to lose money, I'm happy to post my. If you guys want to lose money, if you're in the chat room and you're thinking about blowing money, by all means, I will post my Venmo information at the end of the show. You just send me some cash. I'll let you know whether or not you won something, you made some money or not. I'm going to tell you right now, probably not.
Yeah, you may have won half of it back, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. Guys, I mean, Justin, we talk money every once in a while. I mean, actually, you and I talk finances a lot. And I have this really simple philosophy, and I learned this back in college. One of my econ professors said, when you're looking at the economy, if you're going to invest in a company, ask yourself this question. If this company disappears tomorrow, will anybody give a shit? And that's kind of been my guiding philosophy in where I plant my money, in terms of my investments. Right now, I'm only in one stock, and I'm not going to say what it is because I'm not trying to promote that. But I'm only in one, but that one is like, if this thing goes away, it will cripple the world economy. Like if this company just one day just disappears. Like if General Electric, again, I'm not a financial advisor. Please see your own financial advisor for your own, for your own advice. But if a big company like GE goes away, that's going to be a problem, right? If a big company like Disney goes away, that's going to be a problem. Because not only is Disney just the mouse house, it's not just the theme parks. Disney's ESPN, it's ABC, it's a satellite radio network. It's a massive communications conglomerate. It's one half of Hulu. So if one day Disney just goes, we're going to have problems on a global scale. By the way, do you guys do? We've talked about the whole crypto thing. Have you seen this? What is it? Dogecoin. That's now the thing. Now, it went from a half of a cent to 7 cents.
Wait a second.
Woohoo!
I mean, I have Dogecoin.
Oh God.
Well, no. I'm not in it. I was in the cryptocurrency the last wave. I just never did anything with it. I just bought a bunch of it and then I just forgot about it.
Well, Dogecoin was created as a joke, and now it has a market cap of it was like $4 billion, but or actually more than that. Now it's got to be way more than that, but it's just unbelievable.
All right, I'm trying to figure out whether I have it.
FOMO is a very dangerous thing in anything in life, right? I think that's one of the things that's made like social media has really, social media can be very, very productive and can also be very, very dangerous. On a point that I made earlier, if you're just seeing people making money and all of a sudden you feel like you need to get in on board, hey, you might make a few bucks. You might lose a few bucks. You might hit it big. You might lose your ass. But to use a metaphor, I've always been told that, ball games are won with base hits. They're not won with home runs.
That's wild. So, I do own Dogecoin.
Yeah, is that the one?
Yeah, I was like, Dogecoin. Wait, that sounds familiar.
So when it goes to $10, are you gonna make sure Justin and I have comfortable retirements? Maybe get us like nicer chairs when we do this show.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll send a chair to both of you guys. You got it.
J. John Beta says, I got paid in Ethereum once, then changed phones and lost my wallet. Now I can't access my $18. $2. I want my $2.
I think I put like $10 on Dogecoin years ago, and I just looked. I have like about $101. I'm like, hey, that's cool. I didn't even know what Dogecoin was.
That's a hell of a return. Sharkbite saying, people think the small investors owning the big shark. In reality, some smart people. Sorry, my screen moved. Some smart people will make millions, and Redditors will lose it. I will tell you that as well. In Wall Street, in order for people to make money, people need to lose money, and in order for people to lose money, people need to make money. And these smart people in the hedge funds, sure, like they kind of got caught with their pants down, but I mean, one of the things that I read was that another hedge fund was actually chomping at the first one that was really getting their asses kicked. They were actually pumping up the assets as well in order to make sure that this other hedge fund never came back. Wow. Like there's blood in the water, dude. Like it's some serious, like it's like a TV show.
I'm just trying to sell coffee. Fuck all this.
Right? I sell sandwiches for a living. By the way, listen, if this is your first time or your 5 millionth time listening to the Old Guy in the Club podcast, I sell sandwiches for a living. Don't fucking listen to me. I have no smarts in anything. If I knew what the hell I was talking about, I wouldn't be selling sandwiches for a living.
I just found out that I'm 43 today.
Wait, is today your birthday?
No. My birthday is July 15th, but I thought for about a year and a half that I was 42. This morning, my chat was like, "Dude, you're 43." I'm like, "Wait, am I?"
Did you somehow forget how to count? Like,
dude, this quarantine has been wild. So, you know what? Who gives a shit how old I am at this point?
Exactly.
At this point, age didn't matter at all in quarantine. So.
I will say this to our friends in the chat room. If you do want to make a sound investment, subscribing to the Old Guy in the Club podcast is the gift that keeps on giving. For just $4.95 a month, you too can have access, or is it $4.99? Whatever it is. No idea.
But whatever it is, we guarantee you will never get that money back.
Correct. But what you will get is compelling, entertaining content just like this each and every Friday, live on twitch.tv/White Label Agency and anywhere you get your podcasts every Monday after the show.
Is it / or just /?
How about a / whatever the fuck it is.
Any slash, whichever slash. I don't know what it is.
If it doesn't work with one / use the other /. The only / you shouldn't use is the guy who plays guitar for Guns N' Roses.
What are you talking about? That / was awesome. Wasn't he?
He's great. Don't get me wrong. It just won't get you where you need to be to watch the show.
Oh shit! Hannah Girl's birthday is July 17th.
That's my sister's birthday. Oh, my sister has the same birthday.
No. She's 2 days after me.
So our good friend from Amsterdam, Lev Dion, is the 18th.
Wow.
And my son is one of my sons the 19th. So we got a good solid 4 or 5 days there. My other son's the 28th.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of cancers up in that astrological group. I just almost butchered the word astrological.
Yeah, apparently I used to get laid in November. At least twice.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Is that right, Claudia? It's $4.99 if you purchase on a laptop and $5.99 if you purchase on a mobile phone? That's crazy. I don't know why that would be.
Dude, we have a lot of cancers in the chat room. I mean, Great Dana's saying I'm June 24th. My sister, Neil.
Irene Fiasco's the 14th.
See, look at your kids. I mean, this is all right. And this is an absolutely true story. Hannah Girl and the one, the only, you do not hassle the Hoff, David Hasselhoff, have the exact same birthday. Do either of you have a celebrity?
I don't know.
Do either of you have a celebrity birthday?
Yeah, I have a couple. I know one is Dennis Rodman.
I mean, what else do you need?
That's the celebrity.
What's that?
That is the celebrity.
Oh, I have a lot, but my favorite one, and probably the best one, Stevie Wonder.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I've got a few at the top of the list, not necessarily my list, but Mandy Moore, star of the hit NBC drama This Is Us. Daisy Ridley, you might know her as Rey from The Force Awakens, the horrible set of trilogies, the second set of trilogies in the Star Wars franchise. Who else is on here? Charlie Hunnam also shares my birthday. You might know him as Jax in Sons of Anarchy. One of the greatest coaches in NFL history, John Madden. Steven Seagal also has my birthday. And for you WWE fans, the late, great Paul Bearer, manager of The Undertaker.
Who's the worst? Because I got one on my birthday that I fucking hate her.
Jeez, let me see.
So for me, the worst, Lena Dunham.
Yeah, not a fan.
Not a fan at all.
I also share a birthday with Haley Joel Osment. Which I could go either way with that guy.
I share with Eddie Griffin.
Nice.
Forrest Whitaker.
Okay.
Linda Ronstadt.
All right.
Terry O'Quinn was also on Sons of Anarchy. He was a dude with the Irishman with the star.
Oh, I love that guy. That guy's awesome.
Oh, he's great. Chibs?
Yeah, Chibs.
Chibs had the scars like this.
He's awesome.
Yeah. I have. Who else do I got? Scott Foley. Brian Austin Green.
Wow. David Silver. Amazing.
Dude, I mean, listen, the guy was married to Megan Fox. I mean, he's infinitely superior than anyone on this podcast right now.
And Diane Kruger.
I don't know who that is.
Who?
Diane Kruger?
Nope.
Sorry. Jake Sean was
Kruger.
like,
Bill.
Hey, Kruger. I heard
Kruger. I got a lot of problems with you people.
your company sucks.
If Jake Sean's like, if Haley Joel Osment was on this podcast, he'd be like, I see old people. Jimmy Bean shares a birthday with Portia de Rossi, and Portia de Rossi shares a bed with Ellen DeGeneres. I mean, that's pretty cool.
No, it's not. She's a horrible human.
You don't know
Irene
that.
Fiasco shares it with Conor McGregor.
Not a fan. Am I the only person that does it? Like, isn't really all that impressed with Conor McGregor.
I didn't see that fight actually. I heard it ended badly, I guess.
Yeah, he got knocked out. It happens.
Getting knocked out, it happens.
I mean, not to me typically. Like, I don't really get into fights, but
DJ Great Dane shares a birthday with Solange Knowles.
Hey.
For those that don't know, that would be Beyonce's far less talented, far less known kid sister.
That's like sharing a birthday with Kevin Dillon.
Man. Okay. First off, Solange actually had a really good album.
She had a good single. I wouldn't say she had a good album, but okay.
I don't know. That one was, people really rallied behind that album. Just saying. I'm not a Solange fan, but people I kept seeing that album cover on my Insta stories. I was like, Jesus, people.
Fair enough. Irene's got a good one from one of the greatest television shows in history, Vincent Pastore. Is it Pastore or Pastore?
Pastore.
Big pussy.
Big pussy. Big pussy.
Big pussy. It's like it's one of the few times that you could say that and not have people look at you crazy. Like if you just walk around like, if you say big pussy, people are like, hey, you're weird. Big pussy from The Sopranos, like, oh, I got you.
Yeah. Yes.
Mini Driver.
But me yelling that on the show when no one else in my house can hear it, what we're talking about, my kids are probably like, I think Dad's losing his mind in there.
Well, just be grateful nobody actually answered to that.
I mean, no one really. No one pays attention to me. Forget about it.
Your kids are like, man, Dad needs to get a date for real. Like, this shit's fucking getting crazy.
Oh God.
My sister's claiming that nobody is still cooler than David Hasselhoff. I might give this one to her. I mean, the Hoff was the first mayor of Funner, California. That's the casino here in San Diego. What a great marketing scheme that was, right? Like somebody in the marketing department at Harris Casino, Rincon's like, you know what? We need to have a mayor of this casino, and that mayor needs to be David Hasselhoff. And David Hasselhoff is like, you know what? I ain't got shit else going, so yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna be mayor of Harris Casino in northeastern San Diego County. I'm gonna be the mayor of Funner, California, and lo and behold, I think he got voted out the second year. You know who replaced him? Putty.
Who the fuck is
Putty from
Seinfeld
is now the mayor. It became the mayor. He replaced him as the mayor of Funner, California.
Patrick Warburton?
Yeah. That's my best buddy. Yeah.
That's right.
Sharkbite said the Hoff is a legend. He brought down the Berlin Wall.
He did. He's huge, and like it could be the biggest thing in Germany.
Yeah,
that is so wild.
You know what else is big in Germany? Clubhouse.
Sausage.
Are you aware of this?
I'm on it.
I am on it too. I just got on it this week, but apparently it is huge in Germany for some reason. Like they have a massive viewership or membership from Germany for whatever reason.
Yeah.
What?
So I got invited a while back, and I've chimed in, and I've got two observations. There are a lot of smart people that are sharing some information, and there are a lot of dumb motherfuckers that are acting smart, sharing information. And so much like everything else, buyer beware. Now, I've spent a decent amount of time in my career in various facets beyond making sandwiches. I spent some time in radio on the music side of things as well. And to hear some of the career advice that's coming from people, it's not good. It's really not good. I don't know. I've also... What was one of the, like, I stumbled into a real estate chat room, and I swear to God, none of the people in that chat room owned a house, and everyone's talking about this is how you get rich flipping houses. And I asked the question, I'm like, so where are you buying your homes? I don't own a home. I'm like, why am I in this room? What's wrong with you? So, unemployed people giving career advice and shit. It's a little weird.
But you could also tap into like rooms where there's credible people.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
For example, Dan Fleischman. If you're an entrepreneur and you don't know who Dan Fleischman is, you probably should. Gary Vee listens to Dan. Steve Aoki listens to Dan. Dan is, he's a smart guy, and I've seen some of his.
Dan actually owns the company of the hat I'm wearing, and actually he owns it with Steve Aoki. I didn't even think of that till just now.
See that?
What are the odds?
So, there's. Sorry, Justin just completely threw me off again.
No.
So, they do have some folks that kind of offer some great perspective. And in a lot of regards, it's kind of like what we do here, especially when we bring in the chat room. Just everyone sharing information. You can, raise your hand, choose to participate. You can just sit back and listen. It's kind of that kind of format. But, again, buyer beware. Be careful.
Yeah, there's a lot of dummies on there.
Yeah.
Don't listen to stupid people.
And worse than there just being a lot of dummies on there, they're dummies that don't know they're dummies.
Yes, they are dummies that profess to be smart.
That's
Nobody needs that in their life. Nobody needs that shit in their life.
Yeah,
especially nowadays.
No.
But I found some interesting rooms I've gone into, and some of them I got in there and I'm like, well, I went into this cannabis room and they were talking about shit, and like the title was like cannabis, blah 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 blah, and I didn't read the rest, so I just went in, and it was like, cannabis industry for the black professional, and then like halfway into the conversation, I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on right now? Like I forgot exactly what they were talking about, but I was like,
they said it was for the black professional. What would
no, I know, but I didn't read that part of it.
Oh, okay.
Of the title,
no
so I just jumped in.
You were lost.
And I was like, this is like, I don't know what I'm listening to here. It obviously was, it was targeted not towards me. I mean, I just found myself in the wrong room, which some of these rooms you go in there and you're like, oh man, this is not for me. But there's been some cool ones I've listened to. I got actually invited to one by some friends of mine, and then they asked me to come in. So I actually talked. And that was fun. But I don't really get how to use it yet. But I think it could be very useful. I think it's a pretty cool app.
There are people that will say that this is the absolute future of networking and social media. And there are other folks that say this is the most colossal waste of time. I guess only time will tell. One of my friends who is actually somebody that I respect in terms of their business acumen. And they had an observation that there was the amount of peacocking, which I thought was a great way to describe it. The amount of peacocking that happens within Clubhouse is like, put points up on the actual scoreboard. You don't need to shine out on a social media platform. Like use Instagram for that shit if you're going to do that. That's what Facebook is for. But if you're not going to actually be there to contribute to meaningful conversations, to either lift people up or to gain knowledge in order to lift yourself up, stop wasting people's time.
Yeah. I mean, I listen to a lot of the people out there putting content out, the Gary V's of the world, and him, Fleischman, like you said, they're way smarter than I am, and they're totally behind this thing. So I'll give it a chance. I'll see if I can make anything of it. And look, you can either get in there to put your own content out, or you can get in there to learn, and both things are good. So one of these days I'm going to start a room and I'll invite you guys and we could just talk about something. Like we could do like the old guy in the club after party. We could review the episode. We could recap.
Sure.
It'll be a short one. I'm like, this was shit.
This sucks.
Yeah. I mean, I would be like, well, we ended the podcast because we're all fucking starving. Why are we sitting here talking about the podcast?
40 weeks later, we're still doing the exact same show. I don't know, man. I think I'm going to go back to like High Five or like Friendster. I'm going to go back to those old guy, reestablish my AOL account. That's where the good stuff is. I'm going to start my top 8. You know who's not going to be in my top 8? Not you and not
Wow.
you.
Damn, Zilla. That's mean.
I'm brutal. I'm
Neil,
in a mood.
That's all right. So, Neil, you should be happy. Your parents got vaccinated. It's amazing. I had a conversation with a friend of mine the other day, and I said, "Are you getting vaccinated?" And he is more conservative than liberal, and not that I want to draw that line down the middle, but it seems that most of the people that are anti-vax in this situation are more right-leaning. I don't think that's groundbreaking in any way. And I asked him, I said, if you could get it, are you getting it? And his answer was, well, I wouldn't want to take it from anyone else. Like, I totally get that, but forget that. Let's say there were enough for everybody. Are you taking it? And his answer was yes, but not for my kids. And I totally understand, because I kind of feel the same way. Because there's not enough data, I don't think, that proves anything at this point. Look, they've given it to millions of people. No one's dying. It's great. So I would be willing to take it. And I just, go ahead, Zilla. I'm floundering. So go.
Do you know anybody with polio?
Of course not.
Neil, do you know anybody with polio?
No.
You want to know why you don't know anybody with polio?
Because we're vaccinated, of course, Zilla.
Yeah, and you know what age they vaccinate kids? You know what age they vaccinate people for polio? Kids. I get it. Look, I am not downplaying the fact that there are and have been injuries to children because of vaccinations. Sad that it happens. But the reason that we're able to have this conversation amongst ourselves and society is able to function and have this conversation as a whole is because of vaccines. The whole reason why we're not falling over because of the bubonic plague, because of polio, because of typhus, because of tetanus, measles, mumps, rubella, all of those things, they've all been, for the most part, eradicated because of vaccines. Now, don't get me wrong. Again, I really do believe that there can be concerns. But I think that a lot of the problems, and I'm not saying that this is you, Justin, but I think a lot of people that I'm speaking to, that their concerns regarding this particular vaccine also have conspiracy theories woven into their
those
concerns.
People are fucking idiots. If you think you're getting a microchip implanted in your body, you're a fucking moron and you should kill yourself.
By the way, this is my iPhone.
If there is a microchip, I don't give a fuck. You can follow me. I don't care.
By the way,
yeah, exactly. Who would care?
Here's the microchip that you can follow me with. It's in my pocket 24/7.
Right, exactly.
Sorry. By the way, my parents are also now both under the control of Bill Gates.
Look, not to cut you off again, or cut you off again.
And again.
I'm an adult. I am susceptible to this virus. I will take when I can. I will take the vaccine. I'm not going to wake up tomorrow with autism. I'm an adult. Okay. Look, if I'm one out of 8 million people that dies, then I die. Better odds of getting killed by a shark, or worse odds, whatever the fuck. But for kids, they're not even they're not super spreaders. Kids, for the most part, from what the research has shown.
Sure.
They're not recommending really to give it to kids.
Not yet.
Right. Of course. Look, thank you. Not yet. Right? When it's deemed super safe or 99.999% safe, I'll probably have the conversation. And I would think we would probably give it to them. But kids aren't dying from this. They're not getting sick.
No, but they are. But I mean, I'm going to play devil's advocate because I don't have any skin in this game, right? They do go to schools. I mean, so let's say the school that your kids, go to, the school district says, guys, listen, we do employ people, some of whom could be high risk. And in order for us to maintain their safety, because we are their employers, we need to make sure that we're taking, the steps. So in order for your kids to attend this school, they need to be vaccinated. Look, when I went to San Diego State University all the way back in 1991, I had to prove that I had been vaccinated for meningitis. I had to show that here's my little yellow vaccination card. Here's what I got when I got it. And if I didn't get it in time, before they would enroll me, I had to, they had to verify my vaccinations, and then I could sign up for classes. So I'm posing the question, in the event that like the schools say, yeah, in order for them to do that, to be in school, we need a vaccine. Do the kids get homeschooled?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Fair enough.
But of course not. But I will tell you this.
That's fair.
We got an email 3-4 days ago, and it said,
and I quote,
somebody in Tommy's class has tested positive for COVID.
One of the kids?
Not in Tommy's class. It was a generic email to the entire class. Somebody in class, blah, 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 has tested positive for COVID. We have done the contact tracing, and if we think your child is in danger or, in danger of being infected, we will let you know. I pretty much lost my mind. Because
explain that a little more.
You want to know why I lost my mind?
Yeah, I don't. I'm not a parent. I want to kind of understand your thought process.
I'll tell you this, because I understand HIPAA laws, right? So they can't tell us who was infected.
Correct.
Which is, I understand. Their hands are tied. But if you're the fucking parent of that child, why the fuck would you not send a goddamn email to the entire class and say, it was little fucking Johnny Appleseed. If your kid played with my kid, you should maybe keep him home. Like, how are you not like volunteering this? Like, it's not, you shouldn't be ashamed. If I name my kid Johnny Appleseed, I ain't saying shit either. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, if it was Tommy that was infected, I would be telling everybody that he would possibly have come in contact with, hey, just so you know, this happened. Keep an eye out for your kid.
You bring up an interesting point. I think you use the word shame, and I think that's exactly it. And I don't understand why there is that component of shame when it comes to when people contract this. Like, look, it's a pandemic. It's not like, you caught something visiting Adelita's in TJ, right? Like maybe that you want to keep down on the hush hush.
Exactly.
But this is an airborne pandemic. Anybody can get it. Maybe you weren't as tight with your kids that you could have been in terms of like the mask wear, whatever. No one's here to judge you. Just protect, okay, you fucked up. Protect other people now. Now that's your job. But people don't want to do that, and it blows my mind.
And you know what? You fucked up or you didn't fuck up.
Right.
If you're doing the right thing,
you can still get sick.
Easily. Putting gas in your car. Taking your trash out. Going to the store. You could be the safest human being on the planet. You could still get it.
You can be the boy in the bubble.
Why is there shame? It's really annoying to me. You should be volunteering this information for the safety of the people around your child.
But Justin, the shame is self-inflicted. It's not like society is going out and shaming people.
No,
and you'd figure 11 months into it, people would get a fucking clue. But I want to read a couple of things from the chat room, if you guys will indulge me really quick. Sharkbite saying, if you ever travel to Africa and got the full shot program, you'll feel bad for a few days. That's how the immune system works. I get that. Glenda saying it's not recommended to kids in certain ages and old folks too with certain conditions. I think she's overseas, so their health department kind of views things a little different than ours. Claudia saying we had to close one of the cohorts because a sixth grader tested positive. Then the kid says they went out of state over Thanksgiving holiday and they lied in the daily pre-screening. See, that's the stuff that it's like, so not only as parents are you kind of not doing the right thing, but then you're teaching your kids to lie about things that could potentially be hurting other people. That's, you know what, I'm going to wag my finger at you. Shame on you. Julie Bean saying definitely has a similar stigma to the idea of having to tell someone about having an STD. with all due respect, if you've got one and you don't tell someone that you got one, Julie, I'm not saying you do. I'm saying that if I did, and if I had an STD and I was out there, to borrow one of Neil's terms, raw dog in the world, and not telling people.
No. Now it's boning the biscuits.
Boning the biscuits. Okay.
No.
It's yeeting the wheat.
The scone.
Boning the scone.
Bone the scone. Zilla, we had you missed it. We had a.
If you're out there kneeling the Jackson,
yeeting wheat. Yeet the wheat.
Zilla, we had a conversation earlier. Me and Neil had a conversation. Sorry, I'm totally going off on a tangent, and we're going to talk about.
Okay.
We already talked about this. So, someone I know posted a Facebook post, and it said, "Let's get this bread alternatives." And Neil uses the phrase, "Let's get this bread" every once in a while when we're trying to close a deal or something like that. And so as I started to go down the list, it was, "Let's obtain this grain." "Let's finagle this bagel."
Right.
"Let's bone this scone." "Take this cake." "Let's pry this rye." "Let's yeet this wheat." "Let's wrestle this pretzel," and "let's solicit this biscuit." So I wrote that to Neil, and he wrote back to me, "You are getting whiter by the second in Arizona," which is
let's puffin this muffin.
Oh, that's good.
I like that one.
That's pretty good.
Wow. Hey guys, I know that I came to the party a little late, but I'm not gonna lie. I am getting a little, because I raced back over here just to, I couldn't let this show happen and miss out. Like I was so consistent, and I didn't know if anyone was going to sign my tardy slip. So yeah, but I'm running out of gas.
Yeah, me too. But just before we leave, I have a funny meme that someone just sent me.
Are my teeth getting straight? Oh wow. Yeah. You bring up an interesting point, and this is going to be what grinds my gears.
Oh wait, we're doing that? I would have saved my vaccine rant.
No, that's fine. So this is going to be what's mine, because it brings up a valid point. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are so fortunate to make a fuck ton of money in this unprecedented run in the stock market, for the love of God, don't spend your money on stupid shit. This is once in a lifetime, life-changing money that some of y'all have had access to. And if you're going out and buying it on, you can't go and buy bottles, but you could if you jumped on a plane and flew to Tulum. That's pretty fucking stupid. Go buy yourself or Dubai,
or
Florida,
or Vegas.
I don't know, about 15 miles away from me.
Scottsdale.
Yeah.
The point I'm making, friends, is if you're given the opportunity, one, just send me the money. But if you're not going to do that, invest in some quality real estate, maybe start a business, put it in a tangible asset that could actually make you money down the road. So if you're just going to fuck it off, by all means, please spend it in my friends' bars. They could use the money more than you obviously can. So, spend it in their bars and their restaurants, buy bottles from them, and I'll give you a great list of good people if you want to fuck that money off. But otherwise, just be smart. Don't be dumb. You got good money. Don't be an idiot.
But if you're going to be an idiot,
I can't stop you.
You have to post it all on Instagram stories.
Right.
Because we want to watch.
Irene's saying she's going to start a coffee company. Irene, I've got a better idea. Why not invest in a coffee company and help someone scale that, and everybody gets rich together, because life is better when everybody eats.
Yeets this
Eats.
wheat.
When everybody
Let's
eats.
bone this scone.
When everybody yeets wheat.
Hey, Neil, do you got anything that grinds your gears, or do you just want to plug the upcoming broadcasts?
Nothing grinds my gears. Everything is all good. just want to promote brlcoffeeco.com. We're going to be pushing subscriptions starting next week. We got a lot of things coming up, actually.
So for the layperson that doesn't get it, so the subscription would be like I could have every month. You're going to send me
every month.
Either
you could do it every month, every 2 weeks, every week. You can have it however you want. And we're gonna do a sale.
Wow.
On subscriptions. Right. And then I got Beans, Rhymes, and Life, 10 a.m. Eastern to 1 p.m. Eastern. And I am doing a soul set every Tuesday now. A 1-hour soul set at 5 p.m. Eastern.
Does it have like a cool name, like with like a play on words of some kind?
Yeah. Have you thought of Soul Train? Yeah.
The Soul Train? Is it really?
It's going to be called the Soul Train, and it's by this DJ named Volatile out in the UK. So he's got a lot of good streamers doing their version of soul music. It could be new.
Do they have a Don
old.
Cornelius type character on this show?
That's me. I'm gonna start talking really low.
You really do it. You do have Don Cornelius twice, bro. By the way,
right when you said Don Cornelius, I'm like, damn.
If you guys haven't checked out like an old episode of like when we were kids, like when Soul Train was airing in the the late 70s. I mean, Soul Train aired forever, but especially in like the time frame when we were kids, go back and revisit it. It is something to see. Like, what the fuck were our parents thinking?
I remember watching my dad, like, that was not you. There's no chance. I didn't know bodies moved like that in certain Soul Trains. Man, some of those dance moves, I was like, whoa.
We don't have anything like that anymore. Like, we don't have Soul Train. We don't have Yo MTV. I mean, we don't have Club MTV. We don't have American Bandstand. The best we have are kids doing this on TikTok. Like, here, let me learn the TikTok dance.
It's the virtual Soul Train.
Which is the weirdest thing when like they're walking through the aisle in a Target and you're seeing a family like walk through a Target and then like the kid just breaks out into their choreography. Like they're like doing like dancing Tourette's. It's the weirdest thing ever, but okay.
I mean, that's Times Square now. You see TikTokers everywhere.
Right, because they're all cooler than us.
Nobody's cooler than us, Zilla. Nobody.
That's for a fact. All right, guys.
I think we should raid fashion.
Yes.
What do you guys think about that?
Okay.
He has better hair than me. Fashion and I both are bald.
Okay, I'm gonna hit the raid button, and then we're gonna sign off, and then we're gonna go over there for a minute. What do you think?
All right. Well, this is where the part where before Justin hit. Did you hit the button? Don't hit the button. Don't hit the button. Don't hit the button.
I hit the button already.
All right.
We have like a few seconds. All
right. Thanks for coming to the Old Guy in the Club podcast. We are live every Friday on the West Coast, 5 p.m. Pacific. We will see you next Friday here. It's the Old Guy in the Club.
Nice. All right, guys. Until next time. Later.
Jenna, thanks for moderating, Jenna.
Thanks, Jenna. Bye, guys.